he uh, he was he wanted to take the film to the next level. And after that, the sound designer Biswadeep Deepak Chatterjee, who did sound for Uri, Devdas, Bajirao Mastani, he came on board. We sent the film to Kerala for color correction, and after that, the film was sent to Cannes Short Film Corner. So this has been the journey of the film, and we like to announce one more important update about the film, which we got yesterday on this stage, that it will have its international premiere in Ottawa, Canada. We have a selection. We got a selection yesterday.
That was a great news. That we felt that maybe Cannes will open up a few gates for us internationally, to be accepted, and that exactly what is happening. And of course, we are trying to send for more and more international festivals. About the film, when I saw this film, I really liked it, the language of the storytelling, in terms of visuals. This short film, it really, I liked it, and I felt that this could go to the next level at the international platform. So then I roped in, I told him, little technicalities, because when you want to have a screening at the international level, your technicalities also is very, very important. They have to be sharp, because we are competing around maybe 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 short films all over the world. So our technicalities has to be sharp. So then I spoke to my friend Biswadeep Chatterjee, who had done my earlier film as a sound designer. So he said, okay, send me the film, I'll see it. But when he saw the film, he said, the film is good, very simple, but speaking very, very good language of the film. So he said, I'll do it. The person like Biswadeep Chatterjee, we cannot afford him, but they have a love for cinema, a good cinema. So he came on board, he did it, again for color correction, which creates a good fluid view of the film. So we sent it to twice, now thrice. That day I came to know 2 days earlier that he has won 3rd time in a row Best Colorist in Kerala Film Festival. So that was a nice thing. So he came on board. So the whole package became really interesting and more presentable. So I think that also is very important for the contribution of the success. And of course, I appreciate Sainath, who has written this film, directed, screenplays. It's a very honest film, I felt. And the guy has a bright future. And I'm thankful to Vivek Menezes, so trying to boost him. And we need people who can boost a lot of filmmakers in Goa, especially the exposure what we get is limited. But one thing I'll tell you, confess that moment the IFI came to Goa, we were all from the theatre background, but moment it came, we got an inspiration to create films. So IFI gave us an inspiration to create films, and after IFI there's a lot of Konkani films which has gone to the international level, that was created. And now, after seeing Cannes, I feel we are inspired to do something to the more international audience also, to create a craft which will be accepted world over. So that's another level of inspiration what we have got. And that inspiration carried in the flight. We hardly slept in the flight from there. And we were talking about the next subject, what inspired, what germ, what was in the germ. So we have already started working on it, you know. So that's nice, you know. The trip to Cannes is, I feel, is made.
Huge congratulations, first of all. A big hand for them. They've come literally from airport. This is the reception. Yesterday, Brahmanand was telling us that, honestly, I feel this way. Yesterday, Brahmanand was telling us the first time that he basically did it himself. He allowed no goals. And India won the Durand Cup. And when they came back, he was received at the Four Pillars. And then they walked all the way to like Adil Shah Palace, and people were showering them with flowers. Right? I feel that is really the kind of reception that is due both of you for taking and Konkani and representing Goa in the way that you have on the world stage. So super proud of you. Big hand, please, for these guys. I think, the genesis of all of this really is here. And like this festival comes out of a publication at the ESG, which is called The Peacock. In many ways, many of the people involved in this festival, the idea, the ethos is there because we could see that something was happening with young Goans. And also, as Rajesh was there from day one, something was happening at IFFI. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because we have people like Patricia Mukim here who is looking at Shillong in her own way, right? What did IFFI actually do? Can you also talk about some of the failures as well as some of the successes? That will be a very valuable thing, I think, for all of us. Both of you, please. Start with you, Sainath.
Yeah. Actually, I'd written an article in Bhangarboy in Kokni last year about IFFI. So I'd mentioned the positive points and the negative points. I'll start with the negative point because I think it's a universal practice that goes on even at Cannes. The problem is these festivals have the best of the world cinema. IFFI has the best of the world cinema coming in Goa, coming in the subcontinent. Even when we went there, everyone, even the international filmmakers were aware about IFFI. But the problem is, IFFI it's part of this gatekeeping. You're gatekeeping films, you're gatekeeping knowledge in the era of internet and even in 2022. So it's a very old age concept of gatekeeping something. And literally I'd mentioned in the article that there were 6 gates which were guarding the venues, and you could see it was like an airport security check. Also, one more thing, as a student of FTI, I had applied as a student, like the student pass. But when I was the only one who was part of FTI, and I was applying for IFFI. I get a mail in 2 days, their application has been declined. And I was embarrassed. I'm part of FTI and I want to attend IFFI, which is organized by the DFF and INB ministry, and I cannot get it. I'll accept it on this stage that I had to use a favor and get my pass done and get in for the delegation. So the problem is, again, the quality of the films is superb, the organization is superb, the kind of glamour which is required for it is given by the government, even the curation is very well. But the problem is, it has to reach the masses. It should not be limited to a coterie of bourgeois who sit in their houses and talk about world cinema, the Fellinis, the Scorseses, and all the great filmmakers. You need to spread world cinema. You need to spread good cinema. Outside these gates, you need to present it to the audience. The cribbing is that we only accept masala films. If you're gatekeeping world cinema or great films in a venue with 6 gates around and guards around it, you're going to get masala films in the theater only.
Yeah, there are 2 people involved in the organizing IFFI. One is DFF now, I think it is NFDC, and of course local bodies ESG. But I have seen that ESG gets little bogged down with the parent body, main body of organizing. I think ESG should have their own say, and they should talk about supporting, as Sainath said, supporting filmmakers here and giving them more and more entry, more and more support for the festival. Just not creating like Goan section, that is all over. In Cannes also you have the French films which are showcased there. In Mami it's also short film corner where it is only for the Mumbaikars. It's like that should not be a rebel for that. I think it started from that, but I think ESG should be strong enough to put their foot down. No, there are certain local or filmmakers should be supported, and we will have formalities, whatever to be done, that we will take care, and we will have that. So let's not get bogged down with those the officers which come maybe 2-3 months earlier in a week before the start of the IFI. I think they have to be strong and they have to be supportive, or else I don't, very limited what is happening. It's only IFI is organized and that's it. And some tobacco festivals or tobacco competition, film competition and something. It needs to be how you develop filmmakers. Filmmakers is something that all around here, you talk about the films, developing scripts, guiding the filmmakers, getting people who are the best in industry. We can afford it. Definitely we can afford it. And once it is, see, these big guys, as I told you about Bishwajit Chatterjee, they are big guys, but if they like the fever of film, so if they are told, they will definitely come to guide us, like script making or screenplays. There's several departments. Films is like several departments together. So we need a guidance. We need good people in the industry who can come and guide us, and so that's how we can sharpen our skills about filmmaking.
That's a super interesting answer, and thank you for giving it here. Kind of you're demanding liberty and light for the ESG, which is I think right. Certainly for Goa filmmakers, we have an infrastructure now. I'm wondering, one of the lessons of this festival we've come to again and again. There have brilliant people doing brilliant things in Goa, many of whom who have talked about their experience for the first time up here. So a lot of their angle to it is that the government has no place in it. And of course, if you look at really successful film industry, Iran is a great example, producing the greatest cinema. It's not exactly being promoted by the government, right? The filmmakers are doing it themselves. What are the specific challenges? Like Sainath has obviously got a very bright future ahead of him, and God willing, we're going to be seeing wonderful things from him. What are the things that we can do? What is society, instead of waiting for the government, which may or may not come through? They have their own terrific challenges. What can we do? What as a society? What are the things that can be improved? Sainath, please speak as your full mind about this.
I'll tell you, as a Goan society, we can do only one thing. We have to watch Konkani films. There's no other support required. There was a master class by Sujit Sarkar, and there was a Goan guy in the same room. I remember in the same room, Sujit Sarkar was sitting on the same platform, and the Goan guy was asked him a question, like Goan films don't have marketing opportunities, whatever the situation, we have no support and all that. Sujit Sarkar said, "ये problems तो irrelevant है." लोगों ने अपना, like, people were so passionate about cinema, they have given up everything and have made films. Your problem is secondary. So if there is support required from the masses or the Goan population, the only thing is in a simple phrase is go and watch Konkani films.
But are they not doing that? Why are we continually talking about a nascent industry, a fledgling industry, a new? I mean, is that not happening? Is the Goan people not watching Konkani?
No, I think everyone should ask themselves a question: when was the last time they watched a Konkani film in the theater? There's a Konkani film producer who is sitting here. He could add more to it.
In fact, I would say bluntly, people has a mind that Konkani films are maybe offspring of theatre. That's what people have been talking to us. But the Konkani film has gone beyond. It's not a offspring of theatre no more. So I feel there are a lot of national award winning films now, Konkani films, which have been produced, and they are going to a lot of international festivals, getting selected. So it's a different craft now, and I earnestly feel that audience should come to watch. Still I'm telling you on this platform, 95% audience for Konkani film is Catholic community.
They love the craft.
They love the craft. Basically, they'll also love the language. In the interval, we try to be there. Every interval, wherever the show is, we try to go there and interact in the interval with from the stage that about the film, the people who are come, adding just a personal touch. So that is where they talk about that we also come to support Konkani and to love the cinema, Konkani cinema. That's what happens. And though I came from Marathi theatre, of course, whenever it is my film where I'm acting and all, maybe when it is announced or it is in the papers, yeah, people come to watch, okay? But that is not enough. Because we, in this audience, auditorium, we have 232 seats. As a producer, I wanted to know always the number. 232 seats. And we want to see those seats filled, So whatever we have put the money in the film would come back to us. I'm not talking about the great profits into that. Because at least if it come back, we can put that same money to produce another film. And I think more and more investors, if they can come to producing our Konkani films, because not just for a love of the language, but it is getting proved that they have a substance and they can go to the next level of excellence.
Some fascinating comments and amazing insight about your audience, which I had no idea. Thank you so much for that. Any questions in the audience? Okay, we will take all three questions and you answer them together. 4. I'll start at the back.
Hi, thanks. You made Goa proud in Europe. When you look at Goa as, and I'm part of the startup promotion, work with AICGIM Foundation, we support a lot of startups. Do you think, making a film is also like starting up, right? I think you said that, starting up. What can we, the ecosystem people, do to promote entertainers and artists to start up?
We're coming to other question. Ajay, you had one? Quick question. Stand up.
Yes, okay. Yeah, my name is Ajay Kamlakaran. I'm a writer from Bombay. And I was wondering if, there are lots of places with a Goan diaspora. So you should also look at having your films distributed there, and for people like me who can watch with subtitles until I learn Konkani. Just a comment.
Which won't take long, by the way, if you pay attention to Ajay.
As a Goan, I just want to know when and where can we watch your movie, your short film?
Okay. Introduce yourself.
Augusto Pinto. Uh, looked at the trailer, it said Wagro. And the previous session was about Vishnu Wag. So I always thought Wag was a tiger. Could you tell me, is there any connection between the person who does the sacrifice of Wag and Wagro?
Thank you for the questions. Thank you guys for being here. I'm not going to waste any more time. Please answer the questions to the full, and then we will.
I'll answer this question first. So Wagro is basically a local term. There's a community called Matmari, and this is a place where they do animal sacrifice for temples. So this is a role reserved for them, and in that, so that becomes like a place of sacrifice. So the title comes from there because in the film the boy belongs to that background. So basically the title Wagro is that place. It is a Konkani word. Also, there are many people who are not aware about the word. So it is also an opportunity to get an insight for ourselves to find where this community is, where these spaces are, why we are not speaking about these people, why we never hear these terms. So basically, that was that was the that was the reason for keeping the title. Also, I hope we show the film soon in Goa, probably in the month of November, but it's going to have the only thing which we can tell you right now, that it will have its international premiere in Canada.
How to promote the film, what can be done. I think this session timing will be limited. So in fact, I can answer personally about that question. Another thing is getting into some platform of watching the films. Now we are trying to approach OTT platforms with this, but only thing OTT platform will be looking at numbers. So generally they talk about numbers, though it is subtitled. When the film is going anywhere in the world or any festival, it needs English subtitles. But here what is happening, even if it is that, inside stories, they will look the audience like, on the flight you will see a lot of Malayali films, okay? Because in that route, a lot of Malayalis travel, okay? So I feel it's not about your film reaching somewhere. It's also about the audience base, which they love to watch the language, So this is what is, because I had approached to OTT, they said, Konkani people, we have a subtitle. Yeah, but still, when it is Konkani films we are talking about, so then the audience is different. And there is a limitation of audience, Konkani audience all over the world, comparative to others. And like Malayalis, yes, Kerala is all Malayalis, but they have a culture and they watch movies. They go to the theater, like in Tamil Nadu, Tamil film industry, they go to watch films in the theater. So that's a culture, that's a festival they make when they go to watch movies. So same thing, Konkani, if it is that the audience, when we get any film and we showcase it, we have to do so much of advertising, everything, and then it doesn't reach to the people. Konkani films run on word of mouth. We don't have budgets like Bajrangi Bhaijan and all those guys. So to create those things, then people come. And plus, we once have a priorities also. The films is not the only thing, but it should reach to the people. And when, of course, the support of theaters are also required. Konkani films cannot run in Inox or something like that. because it runs on the word of mouth, it is staggered. Shows has to be staggered. So in Inox, you put it for 1 week, then they said, okay, now the theatre is becoming half or quarter, and we have a pressure from the distributors, for that timing. So I think we will have to take your film off. Okay. It comes out of that theatre. Then where? Then for North Goa, ESG is the only thing. In Margaon, Ravindra Bhavan is the only thing. So we have spoken to the government that in 40 constituencies or taluka wise, that should be Ravindra Bhavan, which will have a multiple facilities of plays, theatre and films also. So that is what is required. So I think it needs to, now this ESG, original rent was 6,500, 7,200. And then suddenly they made 10,500. There were no shows, hardly shows. But I feel there's a new committee which is going to come. And I feel all filmmakers, should make a aggressive. Now I was always like, be nicely, passive, and go very nicely, respectfully and all. Still respect is there. But I think we need to get aggressively with, of course, the news media.
Just to clarify, you mean it in the Gandhian sense of aggressively
yes.
claiming liberty and light and equality. Francisco Los Gomes was always about that too. Please, it's a wonderful message. I know it is the first of many times. I hope that you will get to deliver it and it will go to the ears of the people who matter because it is being recorded. Thank you so much for being here, Sainath. Please, go ahead.
Just one last comment. First of all, greetings for everyone on the Statehood Day. I believe that our statehood was a result of our language, Konkani, which gives us our unique identity. And we are proud that we took a Konkani film, a Konkani short film to Cannes. So, thank you very much.
Hello. Sainath, हांव तुका परमी कित्याक आज सकाळच्यान आमी विचार करतात आज आमचो स्टेटहूड डे पण तुवें पयले फावटी आज ह्या प्लॅटफॉर्माचेर याद काडली आनी येस
गोंय घटकराज
did not one thing let the people know we did not get statehood on a platter. We had to fight for it, and all the people of Goa, including the artists, writers and all the communities, they came together to give a fight and enter in an agitation which resulted finally into getting our statehood. So it has not come on a platter. So let us congratulate one and all, Goans particularly. And I hope once people realize the strength of and importance of our identity, I think filmmaking also will get due support. I only hope people in the dispensation give a right ear to our demands.
Thank you, Bhai Mauzo. Happy Statehood Day, everyone here, including visitors. Congratulations, Sainath and Rajesh. What a wonderful thing you have done and absolutely represented us with pride. I'm so glad that you came here literally from the airport. Next, please keep your seats for the next panel, which is with Bill 3. Thank you.